Hi everyone. Welcome to the English Learning Podcast, where we help you improve your English skills in a fun and relaxed way. I'm Ethan, and joining me today is my awesome co-host, Emma.
Hi Ethan. Hi everyone. In this episode, we're talking about how to practice your English speaking skills when there's no one around to talk to. Maybe you feel shy, or there's no one to practice with. Don't worry, you're not alone, and there's good news.
Yeah, practicing alone can actually be just as effective as practicing with others if you do it the right way. So today, we're going to share some simple, practical ways you can improve your speaking on your own. No pressure, no stress, just natural ways to practice.
Exactly. And we'll make it easy for you to start right away. So let's dive into our first tip. One of the simplest and most effective ways to practice is talking to yourself. Now, before you think it sounds strange, just hear us out.
A lot of learners feel nervous speaking because they're afraid of making mistakes in front of others. But when you practice alone, there's no pressure. You can take your time, experiment with new words, and just get comfortable with speaking without anyone judging you.
Right. It's all about getting used to the act of speaking. The best way to start is by simply describing what you're doing. For example, if you're making breakfast, you can say out loud, "I'm boiling water now. I'm adding some coffee. It smells good."
You don't have to worry about making full sentences at first. Just start with simple thoughts. And don't just list things like a robot. Try adding your thoughts. For example, I think I'll use almond milk today. Actually, no, I'll have it black.
Yeah, exactly. This helps you practice real conversation patterns. When we speak in real life, we don't just list facts. We add reactions, change our minds, and make comments. Practicing this way makes your English sound more natural.
And here's a fun trick. Pretend you're explaining something to a friend. Imagine someone asks, "Hey, how do you make that?" And then explain as if they're right there with you. Like, it's easy. First, I chop the vegetables, then I heat the pan.
That's a great exercise. And if you don't know a word, just explain it another way. For example, if you can't remember the word spatula, you can say, "It's that flat thing you use to flip pancakes." The goal is to think in English, not translate from your native language.
And if you forget a word, don't stress. Look it up later. The key is to practice speaking and using English as much as possible, and you'll remember those words next time.
If you've never tried this before, give it a shot. Even just saying a few words out loud as you go about your day can really help you get used to speaking. It may feel strange at first, but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes.
And if you get caught talking to yourself, just tell people you're practicing English. They'll probably think it's cool.
Now that we've got you talking, let's move on to another great way to practice. Reading out loud. This is such a simple way to improve your speaking skills, but a lot of people underestimate how effective it is.
That's right. It's not just about reading words. It helps with pronunciation, fluency, and confidence. Plus, it helps you get used to the rhythm of English. English has a natural flow, and reading out loud helps you notice which words are stressed more than others.
So, how do you do it? First, pick something to read, a book, an article, or even subtitles from your favorite show. Start slow, don't rush, and focus on saying each word clearly.
Once you're comfortable, try reading a little faster. And here's a fun trick: read the same paragraph twice. The first time, just focus on the words. The second time, try adding some feeling. Imagine you're acting in a scene.
Yeah, like if you're reading the line, I can't believe this is happening. Don't just say it flat. Say it like you really can't believe it. Or change your voice for different characters if you're reading a story.
That's a great way to practice pronunciation and also pay attention to small mistakes. Sometimes you think you're saying something right, but when you hear it back, you realize it sounds different.
If reading a whole book sounds like too much, just start with subtitles. Read along with the dialogue from a show you enjoy. It's an easy way to practice without feeling like you're studying.
So, pick something you enjoy and start reading out loud. It's simple, but it really works.
Next up, another great practice method, narrating your day. This is similar to talking to yourself, but with a twist. Instead of just random thoughts, you're describing what's happening as it happens.
For example, I'm making breakfast. I need eggs, but I forgot to buy them. Maybe I'll have toast instead. It's not about having a conversation. It's about turning your day into language practice.
And this is a great way to practice different tenses too. You can talk about the past like I woke up late today, or the future like I need to go grocery shopping later. You're practicing using English in real situations.
It doesn't have to be complicated. You can even narrate things happening around you, like, that dog looks sleepy, or, the weather is perfect today.
And if you're worried about people looking at you funny, just whisper or do it in your head. The point is to keep your brain engaged in English. Once it becomes a habit, speaking English will feel more natural.
And here's something that a lot of learners avoid: listening to themselves speak. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but trust me, it's really useful.
No one likes hearing their own voice at first, but it's a great way to catch mistakes you might not notice while you're speaking. For example, you might realize your pronunciation is off, or that a sentence sounds awkward.
And if you mispronounce a word, don't worry. Just repeat it correctly. Over time, you'll fix those mistakes and improve.
Now let's talk about shadowing and echoing. These are two techniques to improve pronunciation and fluency.
They're really similar. Echoing is when you listen to a sentence, pause, and then repeat it. Shadowing is when you repeat at the same time as the speaker, trying to match their rhythm and pronunciation in real time.
Shadowing can be harder at first because you don't have time to think, but it's a great way to make your speech sound more natural. Start by echoing a short audio clip, then move to shadowing when you're ready to challenge yourself.
And finally, we want to suggest using apps that give you feedback on your pronunciation. Apps like Elsa Speak or Speechling can help you practice and get instant corrections.
These apps are great, especially if you're a little shy or don't feel ready to speak with other people yet. They give you a chance to practice without the pressure.
But remember, don't rely solely on apps. Combine them with other techniques like shadowing and talking to yourself. That way, you'll be more ready for real conversations when the time comes.
Absolutely. Practice daily, use these techniques, and you'll be amazed at how much you can improve even when you're practicing alone. No excuses, just keep at it.
All right, before we go, let's quickly review some new words and phrases we used today.
Struggle, to have a hard time doing something. Example: I used to struggle with fast English, but it's getting easier.
Stick with, to continue doing something without giving up. Example: learning a language takes time, but if you stick with it, you'll improve.
Pressure, a feeling of stress or urgency. Example: I feel a lot of pressure when speaking in front of people.
Judged, to be evaluated or criticized by others. Example, she was afraid of being judged for her accent.
Flow, the natural smooth movement of something. Example, his speech had a nice flow because he didn't pause too much.
That's it for today. Keep practicing, keep listening, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.